We're Donkey Kong. There we go. Oh, I think I have to mute that. Okay. Just the volume coming out of this.
But that's weird. Did you see what that's seeing?
Yeah, that's when I was getting to this. Remember, there's that delay.
God.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Oh, wow. Yeah, there is a long delay.
Took us a while to get set up. But we're here.
We're here.
We made it.
We made it. What's going on, folks? It's November
Tuesday,
5th.
6:35. Daylight savings hit.
Daylight savings.
Were you awake when it hit? Or were you sleeping?
No, I was sleeping. I stayed up for the Nate Diaz Jorge Masvidal fight, and but I didn't get to the time where it's kicks the time back.
Yeah, it goes from 1:59 to 1 o'clock.
Yeah.
We were out late. We actually went to Crossroads. And you?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Very
Had a few
tasty.
drinks. Yeah, but I was so tired because I was drinking earlier in the day. So when you have a drink in the afternoon or a few,
Yeah.
I actually dozed off around like 7:15. Woke up. Pellet stove was broken. I didn't tell you about that. Yeah, so I mean I'm jumping from daylight savings to that. So the auger wasn't spinning. Hopper was full of pellets. We light it, and that's what actually woke me up. Heather tried to get it going, and the pellets were lit at the bottom, but the auger wasn't spinning. So Matt came over. Matt took a look at it, and he thought it was the auger motor, because there's two augers. There's a vertical one and a long horizontal one, and my dad had to replace both of them and the auger bearings. He's like, it's easy, the part's not that expensive. But it turned out it wasn't, apparently it wasn't that. Heather's uncle came over, took a look at it, and it was some kind of vacuum switch.
Oh, beautiful.
Yeah, he explained it to me, but I don't have much expertise with them yet.
Did he fix it?
No, well, we ordered a part. We ordered a new vacuum switch.
It needed a new vacuum switch.
That should be here Thursday, Friday.
Beautiful.
So once that's in, we'll get it going.
Nice. So did you go back to like oil for right now?
So we're using the, we got those air conditioner heating units on the wall.
Yes.
Those don't work when it's like cold, like way below freezing.
Yeah.
Like negatives, but they're doing pretty good.
Beautiful.
Yeah, and we have a floor heater. Yeah.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Yeah, we for the first time left on our pellet stove throughout the night, like while we were sleeping, and I was like very nervous about that for some odd reason, but no, we woke up. House was on medium, so it was on 72, and we were like, wow, we're not freezing when we get up now. Like,
was it too hot?
Amazing. No, it was perfect temperature. Like I left it on hot one night, like halfway through the night before I shut it off, and it was like fucking like 70, 76 degrees in here.
Yeah.
And like everyone's like, oh my god.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But waking up to 72 is really, really better than oh look, we have a little furry visitor down there.
Do we? Oh.
One of my cats just rolled in. That was hysterical.
Yeah, she's quiet.
Anyway. We woke up the other morning. It was 57 degrees because we didn't run the pellet stove throughout the night. Yeah, we were freezing.
You're feeling that.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
It took forever for my house to heat back up.
Yeah, we usually run it through the night. We run it until we got to clean it, really, until it gets too full. Yeah. Or we'll give it a break here and there.
Yeah.
But there's nothing like having a pellet stove. I mean, I guess a wood stove, but almost the same thing.
It's a lot of work right there.
Yeah. I forgot how old I was when my dad got ours, and I used to put my socks on it. I used to wake up for high school, go downstairs. It was like 6:15, 6:30.
Oh my gosh. Well, hello, people. We have a visitor.
She never comes around.
This is crazy.
She never comes around.
Yeah, okay.
She came and she went.
Wow.
Yeah, so I would be getting ready for high school, and I put my socks that I was going to wear for the day on the pellet stove for like just 30 seconds. Put them on. It was so warm.
Gets them nice and toasty.
The house smells different.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
It's amazing, that's for sure. So we had that big UFC fight. Did you watch any of the highlights?
No, that was Saturday?
Yeah.
No, I didn't.
Yeah.
Oh, I did. I saw a few. I saw a guy get, I don't know if it was a roundhouse kick or a spin kick, but he got kicked in the face, dude. And it was the one where he just turned into a ghost.
Dude, he
hit the wall. He was out. Like, yeah.
Those nerves shut down. That body. Dude.
I would never want.
Guy hit him with a right hand, and then as his body was going that way, he just connected with a big fat kick right to the skull. Yikes.
Isn't it crazy how, like, you know, obviously that they're a professional athlete in that sense. And you played soccer in high school. I mean, you wrestled too, and you played baseball. Like, we're not professionals, but when you were playing that, you had those moments where you weren't thinking, but you felt like you were in the right niche, and you knew just how to pass the ball, just how to shoot the ball, just how to, you know. Just to think that they do that in the ring, that's crazy. Like, beating the crap out of somebody. Like, I could, you know, just take advantage of this.
Down to a science, man. Yeah, pretty crazy. I just transferred gyms. So I was going to the place in
Milford, right?
Yeah, in Milford for a little while, and I didn't really, you know, I really didn't like it over there. And then I went to, started yesterday actually, the Henzo Gracie MMA Academy in Middletown.
Oh yeah.
And did my first free class for jiu-jitsu, and then signed up for it. And
so what do you start at? A white belt? No.
Yeah, white belt. Yeah.
Wow.
I don't know exactly the middle belts are really funky. Like I think brown first, and then purple, and then black. So
blue's in there somewhere.
White, blue, but see, I don't know if blue goes straight to brown. Anyway, I think it does. But yeah.
You like it so far?
Oh.
Where do you go? Week, like once a week?
Well, I just tried their first free class.
Oh, okay.
And it was like a week and a half ago, and so now I can start going, which I'm happy. And you could, with your membership, you can go to, you know, they might have 2 or 3, you know, jiu-jitsu classes, you know, spread throughout the day, and you could go to all 3 if you wanted to. It's not just like one class a week.
And that's it. Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
That's nice.
You can spend a lot of time there if you really want to learn, you know, and move up. But it's been cool so far. Really nice people.
Nice.
Yeah.
So how long were you going to Milford?
I think I definitely didn't get it down to once a week. I wouldn't even say close.
Okay.
But I might, you know, 6-7 times. You know what I mean? But at that 7th time, I was just like,
yeah.
You know, nothing wrong with the place.
Yeah.
Nice people, but just younger crowd. Like really younger crowd.
Okay.
And so the whole MMA academy, like there's a guy in there who was a pro fighter in like one of the minor leagues, you know, the minor league fighting leagues, and then wow, we got both of them out here.
No way.
Cats. Mama's never come.
This is honestly the quiet I feel like I've ever, you know, Jeter's asleep.
Yeah, we put Jeter to bed. He's
down now. That's probably why the cats are out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, thank God.
Yeah, freedom.
That crazy man is locked up. But yeah, no, it's been good. I'm looking forward to it.
Good.
Yeah.
That kind of reminds me. Last year I did an indoor soccer league at High Point in Jersey, and that was fun. It was like 25 years and older, and I was 24, but they let me in. It was once a week, every Sunday. Games were at 5 o'clock, 6:30, and 8 o'clock. So High Point is an hour drive there, and an hour drive home. And I'm going in the same direction I would be on my commute for work. So Monday morning I wake up and I, you know.
That's.
Yeah. It was fun though. Like it definitely kept me pushing. It was fun. Like I haven't played ball in a long time, probably since college, and helping Sonya with the girls team at the school, and. But like that's a.
How long did you do that?
I think it was just a season. Just one season. Yeah, well over the summer too.
So you were assistant coach?
Yeah, me and her son Mike.
So how did you like coaching?
It was fun. It was fun because we did see some of them improve. So she had us work with the goalie the most often, while she was running other drills and whatnot, and we really saw the goalie improve because our best friend Mike, my best friend, and Mike's best friend Travis was our goalie, and he was like probably the best goalie hands down in Ulster and Sullivan County. Wow. And he did a Warwick traveling team during the winter, and he was amazing. So we knew Travis's drills and what he did and his practices, so we kind of took the same thing and applied it to I think it was a JV team, the girls' JV team, their goalie. And it was nice to see her improve. Like, even the small stuff, like punting and throwing the ball and who to throw to and just screaming out, got it, or, keep. It's funny just to think that, high schoolers are kind of shy.
Yeah.
It takes a while to step out of their shell. But the coaching was fun. It was good. We didn't go to too many away games. It was a great experience.
One of the coolest things that I learned from my coach in soccer was that he said we might not be the most skilled team, but we're going to be the most, in shape team necessarily. Like, we ran 2 miles a day.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it would be our 2 mile before we even started practice. Line up
shin
for
guards
the 2
and all?
mile. No shin guards. We did the 2 mile.
I like that because our coach had us do that kind. Well, not 2 miles, but he had us do all the running with socks and shin guards. Cleats, I understand, but it's just some people didn't have the best shin guards, and running a mile with shitty shin guards, nobody wants to do that.
No, it's probably a little painful.
Yeah.
But I would. But anyway, that's what I was getting at. He was like, we might not be this, the most skilled, but gosh darn it, we're gonna outwork them. Yeah. And I learned that in that kind of that kind of facet, like, throughout my life.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Even up to this day, I'm like, dude, they could be a little more skilled than me, but
mm-hmm.
like if I'm like really passionate about something,
mm-hmm.
I will outwork you.
Yep.
You know what I
You'll
mean?
do what you can.
You'll
put in the hours.
Naturally,
mm-hmm.
but I'll put in the hours, like you said.
Mm-hmm. Dude, and that showed. I mean, I wasn't at your practices, but I remember playing your school.
Mm.
We played in high school soccer, and you guys won, and you guys were running circles around us, dude. You scored on us, and I think Colin played defense, or maybe he was up.
Yeah.
And he was just heel flicking balls all day long, man. He was good at that.
Oh, he was great.
Yeah, you guys were a great team.
Colin was he was like always there.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Whether it was jumping up or sliding down or
he was
just always there.
Getting to the ball first.
Getting to the ball or fighting for the ball. You know what I mean? He was one of those guys who are a dog. He's like,
mm-hmm.
you're not. He's always challenging you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? He's always like, oh, it's mine.
And that's what I mean. Not everybody in high school. It takes so long to learn that.
Yeah.
It takes a little bit for just to grow into your body and understand like how you can move it around. And I know it sounds cliche, but
yeah, honestly, I wish I still ran the 2 mile every day.
Mm-hmm.
I could lose a little weight that way.
Oh man, me too. I was thinking about this today because my 25th birthday's coming up, and I was just like, if somebody asked me, what's it like to be 25, like an 18-year-old? Because I feel like when I was 17, 18, I would look at a 25-year-old and be like, wow, like that's an adult.
Yeah.
Like, that's an adult. They're out of college. They're done with high school. They have a full-time job.
Yeah, I'm like, at that point.
That's adulting.
Yeah.
And, but that was one of the things I thought about was I definitely don't have the physique I had when I was in high school. No. Dude, 3-season athlete, track and field and everything, and soccer.
Yeah, and think about like, like you just said, you did, the full three seasons you were doing a sport, and just like being so active, and
mm-hmm.
then now look at us.
Yeah.
You get up, you might take 30, 40 steps in your house. You get
mm-hmm.
in the car and you sit for
oh my God.
an hour.
Yeah.
And then you get to work, and then you sit for 8 hours.
Yeah.
And then you sit for another hour home. And then
mm-hmm.
what do you want to do when you get home?
Yep. Veg out.
Sit down and veg out on the couch. So, I just always think about that. I'm like, oh gosh, like I wish I kind of had like someone there to, be like, yo, we're going to the gym today.
Yeah.
And I'm be like, no, I'm not going to the gym. No, we're going to the gym today.
And kids did that in high school.
Yeah.
Like, I would see my friends around school and be like, oh, I heard coach is going to have us do the weight room today.
Mm-hmm.
Or, doing that 10-minute warm-up, somebody's by your side running. Yeah. You really got to push yourself. And it's like, at most, dude, we got an exercise bike, so we got a 2-in-1 elliptical and bike. And, was a bitch to put together. But, no, it really was.
No.
You laughing at the cats?
Oh, the way you looked at the cat.
Yeah.
You were like, oh, shit.
Well, I saw them like they're just chasing each other. Yeah.
That was hysterical.
Yeah.
But no, man, I would love to get back in shape. And,
Mm-hmm.
when I go to the gym and it's not on the regular, but I'll hop on the elliptical and I'll go 3 miles, and then 3 miles feels easy on elliptical. I couldn't probably run 3 miles on a treadmill. I'd probably quit.
Oh, that's all. I hate treadmills.
Oh god, dude, they're so hard on my knees.
They limit your stride.
Yeah.
So if you do a winter long workout on a treadmill and it's spring and you get out on a track, your stride is going to be so much shorter than what it actually is. Yeah.
It's crazy, man. And I'm assuming you learned that in track and field. And
yeah, I forgot who told me that. But yeah.
Yeah, it's big, man. Muscle memory.
Yeah. That's what I love about soccer, because I could just not touch a ball in forever and just pick it up and start juggling. Boom. It's so nice. Yeah.
I was telling you, they have a soccer ball at the dog park.
Uh-huh.
And it's awesome when it's just me and Jeter, like in the morning time.
Mm-hmm.
Like I'll sit there and juggle the ball, and I'll kick it, and he'll go get it. He loves it. He loves the soccer ball.
It's something he can fit in his mouth, or it's kind of deflated, right?
Yeah, it's kind of deflated, so he'll bite it, and he'll be able to, get like a little piece in his mouth and shove it around and show off and stuff. It's awesome. It's like literally, it's like we're.
Yeah. When a
soccer.
dog gets a toy, they parade around with it.
At
least Molly does.
They have to show it off, man.
Yeah.
Show Dad what I did. But yeah. Anything else happened in the last episode for you? Everyone knows your car's in the shop.
Car's still in the shop.
Getting fixed.
Yep. I saw it Saturday. Stopped by. Body shop told me they weren't going to start work on it until Monday, which is yesterday. And so I went there Saturday, took a look at it. The bumper was off. Both headlights were out. The driver door handle was off. And I talked to him, and he said there was radiator damage. And I was surprised because I drove it home. And I had my code reader. It didn't overheat. The coolant temp was probably at like 185 max. And nothing was leaking. But he told me that a support bracket for the radiator or a support bracket and something else. So he told me he's going to get a Mazda part. He said it's not coming directly from Mazda, but it's a Mazda part.
For sure.
So when Mazda has all these OEM parts that are still new, maybe it's a surplus or...
Well, even any company can make OEM. Can make an OEM part. It's just how they create the part. What's considered OEM, what's not considered. Are you spending much more amount of money? Like we've ordered a bumper for her previous Accord, and dude, it was like it wasn't OEM and it looked completely different.
Really?
So you could always basically a company can make OEM or not OEM because look, some people like, have you seen the gray bumpers? I'm sure the folks at home have as well. Like you'll see a car, there's like a beautiful car, and then all of a sudden it'll just have a gray bumper.
Yeah.
Well, that's because they don't want to pay for
for OEM
for a OEM and to paint one, so they just order the cheapest bumper.
There are a lot of cars like that. There's tri-colored cars like that where they have a door and a bumper.
Yeah. So, but that's
yeah, I'm being picky with it. I told him. Yeah.
Good. You should be.
Yeah, he said he had to submit a supplemental claim for that. Insurance definitely lowballed it. He didn't tell me how long it would take to fix it. He didn't tell me an estimate.
Yeah.
So
that's good. He doesn't want to he doesn't want to say, hey, come pick it up on Friday, and then like, oh geez, I actually need it till Monday. So,
right.
Yeah, I understand.
And then I'm sure you heard about my sister, Jenna. She hit a raccoon.
Yep.
She was flying. She hit a raccoon, and her bumper cracked. And, she stopped by last night to fix it up. We just use zip ties for now, but I think she's going to submit a claim for it. But, yeah, she comes over. She backs into the garage, and we pump it up with the jack and get it on the stands. And while we're working on it, just in the middle of it all, I'm just like, isn't it nice to have a garage and have a jack and have stands? Like, just all right here, all on wheels.
Just to have a garage, not to be outside when you're working on a car, that's the worst.
Yeah.
just completely exposed to the elements. The wind is knocking over all your
piled
parts,
up with
your
snow.
Directions piled up with snow, freezing cold.
Yeah.
Oh man, working on
it. I mean, my parents never, well, at least the house I've lived in since I've grown up, has never had a garage. And moved in with Heather. And the very first winter, even before I moved in, I would stay some nights there. And her dad was like, park in the garage, back it up right into the garage. You're going to wake up the next morning. The snow's going to be melted. It's going to be 45 degrees, and you can just pull right out.
Oh, that's great.
It's so nice.
Yeah, and there's a big difference between like 25 degrees and 45 degrees.
Yep.
Especially when you wake up, when you're just getting out of your bed, you're all warm, and you have to go outside.
Takes your ass warmer longer to heat up.
You know?
Oh, that's the worst. I know.
Oh, God.
That's what I don't like about winter. I can appreciate it from a distance.
Yeah.
But,
yeah, the last thing you want to do is get all stiff in the winter, and oh man, I like my favorite part. One of the favorite parts about winter is almost the end of it. You know, where it's not quite spring, but it's still considered winter. But it's just that one nice day where it finally got up to 45 or 50.
You drive with the windows down.
Drive with the windows down. The gutters, you hear the gutters going, you know, from all the snow melting, and then I'm like, oh, yo, I've been waiting all winter to do this, and I just open up every window in my house, and I just let, my dad calls it the winter funk, and you just let that old nasty hot air that's been sitting in your house for 6 months, and then you just some spring winter air to wake you up and clean out the house. I love that.
It's such a good idea.
Yeah.
Definitely have to do that more often. I do it here and there, but could definitely do it more often. You know, I'll do it, and I'll leave it open too long, and then the house gets cold, and
you freeze your pipes or something.
Yeah.
But no, dude, when we woke up, like I was saying before, 57 degrees, bro. I was like, oh god, I was honestly thinking about kicking the I wonder if
took us about, I don't know how long this delay is. Maybe it's like 20 seconds.
Oh, that's fine.
Yeah.
The people.
We just didn't hear the flash go off.
Yeah. I forgot what
sorry,
I was
I'm sorry.
No. What were we talking about?
We were talking about the car.
The what?
The car. And just...
Yeah.
Oh, no, we were talking about getting the air through the house, and it was too cold, and you woke up 57.
Yes. Yeah. Anyway.
Do you know what it was outside that day?
Yeah, it was like...
It's getting below freezing now.
Yeah, it was like 31.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but yeah, never doing that again. I'll always run it through the night now, and now I can see why people go through like
many pellets.
I bought a ton, and I'm like, how can I go through all this? And then now realizing how much I used, like after burning through the night, couple nights.
Yeah. I mean, if you were running 24/7, it would probably be, I don't know about yours, but ours is like 2 bags, 2.5 bags a day.
Now, is yours relatively bigger than mine?
I don't know. I haven't taken a close look at yours. It looks like it, though. From the outside, it looks the same. Yeah. But the hopper fits about 2 bags.
Yeah, it's huge.
Yeah.
Mine I could barely get one in.
Okay.
Like, I have to
level it and everything? Yeah.
Just
tuck it under, like...
one in.
Yeah. So Heather told me that her dad used to run it for weeks straight.
Yeah,
and I was like, there is no way you can do that. Like, that would definitely cause a fire.
For sure.
Because I knew, you know, I vacuumed out my dad's pellet stove before. And so the first time I opened up her pellet stove and cleaned it out and vacuumed it, the bucket on the bottom for the ash it's so high up, like the little ledge where all the little bits collect. And where the pellets come out, that ledge is so high, and the bucket goes all the way to the ground, and it just fills up with ash.
Yeah. My bucket's tiny. Yeah, like it was.
Does your glass get black? Like okay. So you
do
wouldn't be able to see in there.
Oh, but I clean it.
Well, yeah, I clean it too. Yeah, like when I vacuum it out, I Windex it.
I was just about to nerd out about the cleaner. Where did you get your cleaner from?
The vacuum?
Yeah. No, for the pellet stove.
The cleaner for the pellet stove.
Like for the glass.
Oh, it's just Windex.
Oh, you only let me tell you about some secret pellet stove.
Oh boy, I hope my dad's listening right now. He uses Windex.
Lowe's in no, I did too, and then I was like, some pieces aren't coming off, right? So I was getting all nerdy about it, and so I went to Lowe's, and they have professional pellet stove glass cleaner.
No way, really?
I was like, all right, cool, done. It's like $9 or $10. So I get it, and I spray it, and I wasn't close to the glass, and but man, when I smelled it, it's like a jungle in my house. I swear to gosh. I put one pet away, and then the other two come out.
Yeah.
But it's like pick your poison around here.
This is better than Jeter, though. At least for the podcast. I love Jeter, but
he's too
they're quiet and just run around.
Yeah, they're good.
So you sprayed it?
Yeah, so I sprayed it and brought. Like I said, I wasn't even close to it, and it hurt to
inhale.
Inhale, and I wasn't down there as soon as I sprayed it too. It was 10, 15 seconds later, and still just smelling that, bro. It was toxic as all hell, but I'll tell you what, that glass is clean.
Does it get black?
Oh, it takes all the black off.
Oh.
And then you get to re-see your flame. I love that. As soon as your glass is clean, seeing the flames.
So yours, it auto ignites. When it starts.
I don't have to.
Okay.
Yeah, no, I hit a button and it goes on.
Ours is too, but for some reason Heather opens up the door, lights it with a torch, shuts the door.
I bet there's probably some experience to that. Maybe that's what her dad did.
It's really hard. I've done it that way too. I don't know if the igniter is broken, or if something's out of whack, but it doesn't ignite all the time. That's the way she described it to me. Sometimes it ignites, sometimes it doesn't. So she just lights it anyways.
That's so tricky.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Mine shuts off. If I have it on high, and then for an hour. And then I'm like, okay, it's too hot in here, and kick it down to medium. It'll shut off 10, 15 minutes after I turn it to medium. And I think the ash clumps from all that hot, and then it just, cuts down to medium. But I don't know. But yeah, no, they're funky. Mine has the same odds and ends.
So have you watched it when you start it, and the auger starts spinning, feeding the pellets in, and they come, they're not lit yet. Have you seen it light?
Oh yeah.
I love that. Sound. With your clean glass and everything. It's so nice. Yeah.
That's all you hear.
Yeah.
And it's awesome.
The fans start spinning.
Yep.
Yep.
Nothing. Dude, it just warms up the house so nice.
Mm-hmm.
So easy. So easy. But anyway.
So I saw this. I was on Google News today. I don't go to Fox. I don't go to CNN. I just go to Google News. And I know they're a search engine, so they'll give you what you look at.
Yep.
And I try to look at a bunch of different stuff, but I just like how they categorize it.
Mm-hmm. Folks,
and I saw, hands down, my favorite fruit.
Sorry.
I never ate it as a kid.
That way when
I didn't even eat pineapple when I was in high school.
And
that's what I mean. Now I'm turning 25 and I eat pineapple. You start doing things that you never ever thought you would do. But yeah, I was on Google News, found a scientific study or an article about a study. Toddlers between the ages of 3 and 5 who use a screen, let's say, for over an hour a day have slower brain development.
Wow.
Yeah.
You said screen?
Yeah, so, screen time, using a phone, a computer, a tablet. Yes.
Got it.
Yeah.
I don't know why I thought you said scream.
Scream? No.
Yeah,
I should have clarified that.
No.
So it says lower levels of development in white matter. In the white matter, the slower development in white matter in the brain impacts language, literacy, and cognitive functions.
Oh, shit. Yeah, man. I don't know. It sucks because I've seen my sister go through it. Like before she had her child, she was like, no, my kid's not gonna be on the screens all the time. And then when you become a parent, she was she'd do anything to get Addison to stop crying. You know what I mean?
It's almost inevitable at this point.
It's not when she cries they give her electronics. It's not it. Usually they're really, really good. They'll talk her out of it and then keep going. But sometimes it was just oh my gosh, just give it to her. You know what I mean? And for me, I'm not a parent yet, so I'm I'm gonna try to keep the screen time to a 0.
Mm-hmm.
You never know.
Yeah, it's gonna be so hard to do. I don't plan on
obviously they've done it previously. The human race has been around for a long time.
Yeah, and that's the other thing. I thought about me and how many video games that I play when I was a kid.
Yeah.
Oh my God, Game Boy.
Oh, bro, Game Boy.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
You know, so before I had this full-time career of mine, I had so much more time to just spend on these stupid little projects.
Darn work.
Within the house, within my parents' house, I found Matt's old Game Boy Color, I found Ryan's old Game Boy Color, and I found mine. I had 3 old Game Boys.
Mm-hmm.
Matt's still had batteries in it.
Wow.
A lot of battery corrosion.
Oh.
Very bad.
Yeah. Bad.
Very, very bad.
Did it ruin the?
Oh, it wouldn't even turn on. So it ruined the board. I had to buy a new Game Boy board for it, and I ended up buying a new shell, like a case for that, like a chassis, if you want to call it that.
Yep.
Bought that off eBay. I got all this stuff off eBay. Oh, I also found my Game Boy Advance. This is what I'm alluding to. So online on Amazon, I bought a Game Boy Advance SP. You remember the one that would fold, and it was the first one with a backlight.
Favorite. And
these old Game Boy Colors and Game Boy Advances didn't have a backlight. People had these attachments with a worm light, and it created a glare. Remember, you could play in bed at night.
Shit.
Yeah.
That was huge.
So I took the Game Boy Advance SP that I bought off Amazon. I took that apart, and I took out. There's a light bar on the bottom of the screen. I took that out and literally transferred it to the Game Boy Color.
Awesome.
And now I had a Game Boy Color with a backlit screen with a new shell, and it was refurbished. And
did you sell it?
I'm thinking about it
Because
I don't play it. It's
what do they run for right now?
You really want to know? $110.
Really?
Go to eBay. Just look up Game Boy Color backlit screen.
Let's check it out.
I think the regular old Game Boy Colors on eBay, at least when I looked, it might have been a year ago or a few years ago, they were running for $40.
There was nothing better than getting under your covers as a kid.
Yup.
Getting that Game Boy Advance, the wide one, right?
Yeah.
And then you had the light attachment over it.
Yeah.
And dude, you would just sit there and you would be playing Pokemon or just for hours.
Pokemon, Zelda. Man, they had a Banjo-Kazooie Game Boy game. I think that was a Game Boy Pocket game. Or Game Boy Color.
Like a normal original Game Boy, $73.
The Advance, the horizontal one?
The Advance, I see one is $100.
Yeah. But if you look up, are they with backlights?
I put backlight in the search. But yeah, it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, exactly.
$100.
Yeah.
And then they have backlit
Game Boy Colors.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow, this is blast from the past.
Right? Dude, that's what I love. Just the old
I have
nostalgia.
a Game Boy Pocket.
Yeah? Ryan had one of those too.
Yeah, right over in there.
That's awesome. Those are old.
That was
really the second generation Game Boy, really.
Yeah, it's I need a new screen for it. The glass came out because that was so old that it had actual glass.
Wow, yeah, because the Game Boy Colors just had the screen that had glass, but then it had what's it called? Plexiglass.
Yes.
Like a plexiglass type cover on the case.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I'd love to see. Yeah. Okay. So, Game Boy Biver. I've never heard of a Biver.
I've never heard of that either.
I don't know if they're. I don't know what they're selling.
Huh.
But anyway.
eBay's got a lot of stuff.
Oh man.
But I have an old GameCube at home.
Yeah, and you did a lot of work with GameCubes too, didn't you?
Mm-hmm.
A lot of.
I took off.
What was the thing
the
that
GameCube
you attached it to? Like the cheat, I did that with Game Boy, and I only found that out from my friend Mike. It was called Action Replay. Mike, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
You threw Mike right under the
bus
I did,
in case
if Nintendo's listening.
Oh yeah. I don't care.
They're not taking me down.
No. Action Replay was just like Game Shark. If people don't know what Action Replay was.
Game Shark.
Yeah.
That's what it
and
was.
GameCube had one. It was like a disc. You had to preload stuff, and then you put in the game's actual disc.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, with the GameCube, there's 4 screws on the bottom of it. And when you take those out, and they're like a special type of screw, when you take those out, the shell lifts off the top of it. So you can see just the whole tower of the GameCube. And there's a little LED. You know, when you turn it on, there's a LED in the front. So I changed that from orange to blue. And I had my solder iron. That's what I mean. I just use the solder iron on everything.
Yeah, dude, you were from a town where everybody is outside hunting or doing something like that. Now, granted, you were doing obviously soccer and track and all that stuff, but like your thing in like this big upstate town, you were inside getting into electronics, man. Like you were like taking, like you said, you were doing that to the Game Boys, to the Cube.
My mom's clock. This was like Jen and Sheila know
like
this
the
story.
Perfect computer IT story.
Oh man, I know it's so weird because work got frustrating as hell. But work is different from that stuff.
Your mom had a clock?
My mom had a clock. Jen and Sheila know this story. My mom had like her favorite clock. It was like the clock she used to put us in timeout, man. And that was, I forget how old I was. I might have been like 8, 9, 10. And I found a screwdriver that was like for eyeglasses. And I turned this clock over and I just started taking the screws out. And I couldn't put it back together. And my mom my mom got so mad at me. She's like, that's my favorite clock.
Oh, shit. Yeah. And how old do you think you were?
8, 9, or 10. In like 7th or 8th grade, I took apart my TI 94, TI 84 calculator, whatever it was. Yeah. Yeah, so I've always been taking shit apart.
Did you get anything anywhere with the calculator? Those calculators? I used to see people
I put it back
them and stuff.
Oh, no, not like that.
Oh, you just like
I just took it apart, looked at the inside, put it back together. Yeah.
Yeah. But, yeah, man, for me, it was just like, I remember when we moved into the second Forestburg house, and it was like, geez, I'd have to say 8th or 9th grade probably, and I was using a Dell laptop that was like the biggest like piece of crap ever, and I would wake up before I went to school. Before I went to school, I would go. This was during Burning Crusade, and I would get my dailies done on the Isles of Kel'Thalas.
Oh, that's amazing!
And then go to school, just so that when I got home,
your dailies were done.
My dailies were done because back then your dailies took a while. Like,
yeah,
your dailies would take 40 minutes, you know, to collect the stuff you need. And then now they don't have dailies like that. But back in my day, we had bigger dailies. But no, anyway. I was running like what I thought like this high-tech system. And I'm a big gamer.
I remember you got that laptop and you told our grandpa, you were like, you could lay in bed and browse the internet. And you were like so happy about it.
Yeah.
You're like, come here, check this out. You got to check this out. Yeah. It was in the second Forsberg house. I remember that. That's before I knew anything about WoW.
I thought I was running like the Starship Enterprise, man.
Yeah.
Like I was driving a spaceship. And I used to get, I had bought a desk, and that's when I worked at Landers. Oh, so it was when I was 14 or 15. So what grade was, how old were you what grade were you in when you were 14?
When I was 14.
It's got to be freshman, right?
7th grade. 8th grade. 8th grade.
8th grade. Yeah,
because you're like 12 and 6th grade.
It must have been 8th grade into 9th grade summer because, like I said, I remember picking rocks for Jewel.
Yeah, being on Rock Patrol.
Being on Rock Patrol, and I would, like, think about, as I'm picking up rocks and, like, sorting rocks and out of sand.
Yeah,
14 years old.
Hold on. For people that don't know, Rock Patrol was something Richie's first boss put him on. Yep. He worked on the river, moving kayaks and canoes and rafts. Yep. And his boss, when there was nothing to do, put him on Rock Patrol to just walk up and down the river and pick up pebbles and get them off of the sand. Basically make the sand better.
Off his beach.
Yeah.
He didn't want any rocks sticking around for when his customers showed up.
That guy's funny. He's just like you imagine.
Man, he's crazy. But, yeah, that was that time. And that was like I said, I thought I was, like, so deep into it. And then, looking now, it's like, oh, my God, the advancement in just, so let's say 10, 15 years.
It's crazy.
And we thought we had an amazing sitting in bed with the Game Boy. Now look at us.
Seriously. Multi-monitors and...
Like, what, 5, 6 screens going on right now?
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Yeah, you're right. It's nuts, and it's hard. It's just hard to think about it because you take a low shelf laptop or a tablet. That thing is better than a high tier laptop from back then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And it probably costs less.
Oh, probably.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, everything was. Now it's like you could get into something between $100 and $200.
Yeah, back then it was
Wow,
just like you were lucky if you had a dual core processor.
Yeah.
I remember I think our first desktop in the house, Ryan had an HP. He kept asking for it for Christmas. I think it was the same one Tori might have had.
Mm-hmm.
So Ryan really wanted it. And it was 1 gigahertz single core.
Yep.
And now the CPUs AMD is coming out with have like 64 cores. You could run, there's virtualization, so you could have a computer on, like, you know, an operating system inside of an operating system and multiple images and dual booting with Apple OS and Windows on the same computer. And
It's crazy.
you could go on and on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You really could. One thing I'd say as of recently that got really, really popular was the Twitch streaming.
Streaming in general, yeah.
Do you know anyone that you necessarily follow that it kind of blew up for them, like streaming in general?
Like people I know, like people I'm personable with.
Yeah, or maybe even people like that, maybe you followed for a long time and they didn't have a big following, and then out of nowhere overnight, you know what I mean? It popped for them.
Not really. I know somebody we used to play Call of Duty with back in the day would I think he would stream him playing PUBG, the shooter.
Well, so that was real recent.
Oh yeah, but I don't know how much he grew. I just watched him a few times. Most of what I watched on Twitch was like professional Dota players. Yeah, back in college and like the summer after college. Yeah. Why? What about you?
Like I said, I don't know, like not personally, but just like kind of just watching someone blow up, like someone who had, 20,000 subscribers, where you're checking their videos every day, where they're making videos, hoping that they blow up really, really crazy, and then it happening to them. It's like,
them just doing it as a hobby.
You kind of feel like, that you went through the process with them. It's just like a big, between streaming and having the YouTube career, it's like, it's huge.
Yeah.
It's huge right now. And a lot of people are doing it. Social media influencers. There's chicks out there that don't even work, and they just post stuff on Instagram. That's wild.
I know.
And they bank.
It blows my mind. Like, how?
Yeah.
You get a selfie stick, work out, and you have so many followers.
Boom.
It's the weirdest thing to think about.
Because
you're not interacting with those people.
Yeah.
You're just typing on a phone and
sending it.
Yeah.
And that's it. And there's so many people who have like 1,000 followers who are like, they think they're an inspiration coach or something like that. It's like, please.
Yeah, it's like
a rest with this motivational, inspirational, speaker.
Yeah, it's hard too because you gotta remember. My dad told me something. Don't give advice to people unless they ask for it.
Exactly.
And I could go back and forth, like agreeing or disagreeing with that, but most of the time, it's a pretty good idea. Because most of the time, whatever advice you give that person, it's not, even if it worked for you, it might not work the same way for them.
For sure.
So unless they ask for it, I try my best to do that.
Yeah. And but hey, whatever works for each individual. For me, it wasn't someone who posted on Instagram. Maybe that's just because it's a kind of a new way to do it. But yeah, no, there were people that I followed on YouTube that I would check, and it kind of get me out of a shitty place or whatever. But hey, yeah, I don't know.
I wonder if these people, not to cut you off, I'm just thinking it's hard to like. I wonder if like most of these people, the followers of these people on Instagram, are people who don't interact with a large base band during their normal day-to-day lives.
Yeah, like they don't get their fill from life, rather, but they seek for
like
it.
If they go to the same job and they see the same old people and
the same old attitude.
Yep, they're in the same town, and it's even hard to describe just the idea that I'm trying to come up with here. She keeps pulling on.
No, you're pretty spot on.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? When you don't see new stuff or talk to new people, you could get very stuck in your own ways, and then you think everything else is terrible. which is obviously not okay. You want to go kind of explore, everything about everyone, that way. Oh, hey, I always thought people who, I don't know, drank out of water bottles were, dumb. And then you go and you talk to someone who drinks out of a water bottle. Obviously, this is an example, wow, they're good. They're a good person. They just drink out of a water bottle. You know what I mean? So it's like, that was big for me the past few years, just kind of just like putting myself out there and just kind of chatting with people and kind of getting their views. That changed a lot for me.
Yeah.
Because I was really stuck in my ways for a while.
People
just
you worked with?
Certain things. No, not really. Not really. Just friends in general and people who we've met and come across and we see from time to time.
Okay. Because I only ask that because, like, when I go to work, I go there for work.
It's all business, right?
Like I'll go to happy hour here and there, but when I go to work, I go to work.
Yeah.
So I was just wondering.
Yeah. No, me and this other guy who works at the company I work at actually went through, actually had that discussion. Like we were both kind of like really professional to where like, it's hi bye. It's when you need me, whatever. And, long story short, we were like, hey, by the way, I know what you're doing because I'm doing it too, and this is a better move. So we kind of like, had a consensus that like this is the right thing to do at work. You know what I mean? Like getting all too friendly and stuff like that. It's a no-brainer or a no-go in a work environment. My cats are crazy. One day we get my dog, the other day we get the cats.
But she loves butt scratches.
That's it.
Cat's secret weapon.
Look at this one. She's just chilling, like
loafing around.
Pod.
Yeah.
Tell me she doesn't look like
she's loafing.
That's your cat.
Oh man, she's good. Some days her eye, not her eye. She doesn't have an eyeball, but her eyelids are like something. And I know this is gross, but some days it's like more open than others, and we get worried sometimes. Like, oh, did the stitches come out? That's our biggest worry.
Yeah. Are they dissolvable?
No. They were the first time.
Oh, shit. Oh, so
the second time, it's a permanent suture. That's what they called it. So it's a permanent stitch.
Got it.
Yeah, but she'll lick her paw and she'll like wipe her face and she'll run her face along the stairs and along the couch and the table and everything. So that's what we're most worried about. But now, what we've really noticed, like literally within the past 3 days, she's getting these crazy spurts of energy. And I feel like it's her still adjusting to being an indoor-only cat. Because before she lost her eye, she was outdoor-indoor.
Oh, that's how she lost it, right? She was outside getting in all the trouble.
Yeah.
There on the streets.
Yep. Streets of Highland Lake. No shit. Some days we would look out the front bay window, and there she is just walking along the road. I'm not even kidding.
It's crazy. Like, doing her rounds.
Yeah. Yeah. But now she'll just, like, run in the kitchen, run in the living room, run in the den and back and forth and jump on the bed and back down. And
that's why they're being crazy right now.
Yeah.
Because they're indoor.
They can't do it when Jeter's out and about.
Yeah. That and I can't, I could not imagine them getting outside and then coming back inside.
Well, that's what I'm worried about now, right?
I'm scared that like if I let them out, that I would never see them again. Mm-hmm. And of course, I always think the worst. I'm like, oh, coyote will eat them.
Yeah.
I'm like.
The one thing that I'm thinking right now is if you let them out and they can't find food right away, they'd come back. Because I know they're domesticated cats. Yeah. They'd come back where the food is.
Kind of where Dad's got the peanut butter hidden.
You ever give them catnip or no?
Oh, yeah.
Really? Oh, we've never given our cat catnip.
Sometimes you get like these little toys.
Oh, and they have catnip in them. Yeah.
And you give it to them, and oh my gosh, they're like.
Yeah.
And no, but around the house.
I think if you let them out, or if they've never caught like a mouse inside, or catch mice inside often, there's this guy who lives down the road who's from Ohio, and he was over the other day, and he was talking to us about people in Ohio. And I mean, I was just believing him because he's from Ohio. But he said people in Ohio who have, a lot of them have barns, and they just have barn cats.
Yes.
They don't feed the cat, and the cat catches all the mice in the barn.
What a beautiful
And he said, you know what? You'll feed them just enough for them to stay. And if you don't feed them enough and they leave, you'll just get another barn cat. Another one will come by.
That's wild.
And, yeah. So I feel like since your cats are indoor and my cat is now an indoor cat. Well, I don't know about May. If we let her out, she would probably stay out because she's like, freedom.
Yeah, she's like, I'm never going
She's been drugged twice before, like, since she's been outside.
Yeah. So
She's good though.
One cat is good. Yeah, we need her. We need her to stay around.
Pull through.
That's it. Mama's I have Mama's and Binks. Mm-hmm. So Mama's real name is Princess, but I ain't calling the cat Princess.
Yep.
You know. So at that time she was our first pet, so we renamed her Mama's. Mm-hmm. So we got Mama's I don't know if I've told the story. Hopefully I haven't. So we were on our way home to our first apartment together, and we see this little cat, this little tiny kitten. Mm-hmm. Bro, she fit in my hands just palm like this. Mama's. And she was out in the middle of the street, literally right in front of our apartment. Wow. And I was like, all right.
Sparrow Bush?
Cunningham Lake.
Oh, okay.
And I was like, okay, well, I was like, we can't leave it here. It's the size, it's like 6 inches big. Mm-hmm. I'm like, it's fresh. We can't just let it go back outside. It'll freeze to death. Yep. Of course, I probably could. And that's how cats have lived for, years and years and years.
Generations.
But,
eras.
Yeah. But, I was like, I became a softie real fast. And, we took her inside, and for the first night we ran, we got a little small thing of cat litter and da-da-da. And, that was the start of our cat journey. Wow. And then to get to the point here is Binks was from the SPCA. And we went down, picked her out, the whole nine, and I just couldn't believe, all of the cats that were there. It's really sad, but anyway, that was just a side note. The point is that there was this big cat, bro, really beautiful, but it had like the really pointy ears, so it's like it's like a
more wild,
feral.
Yeah, feral. Okay,
that's it. So,
well, I mean, I remember. Yeah. So my ex at one point just got crazy into cats. And I remember her explaining. To me there's like 5 different levels or stages or breeds or 5 different kinds of this certain gene or something like that. And basically it was 0 through 5 or 1 through 5, and the closer they are to 5, the more wild they are. So their ears were pointier, their tails were stubby, they were shorter tails, and the ones are like the easiest to domesticate. So it's like taking a German Shepherd and comparing it to like the teacup Yorkie or something like that, just from a cat's perspective.
I was like, oh my god, it was like a miniature bobcat. I was like, I don't want to see that one. So I convinced my mom. I was like, Mom, we just adopted a cat. It was the best experience. Because like I said, it was so sad seeing 50 cats in there. Yeah. So I was trying to guilt trip my mom. Tommy's probably listening to this like, damn you, Richie. But so I was like, Mom, just come with me to the SPCA. So she came in with me. And I was like, oh, maybe this one. She's like, I want an older cat, not a kitten. That knows the ropes, but just needs a home. They're very picky about their cats.
I have no idea what it's like to get a cat in a litter box, the trainer, but I know your mom's talking about.
There's no training. Bro, literally, it was like magic. After training a dog for a year, bro, you put the litter in the box and they literally go that's it. Box and leave.
Really?
Yeah, like there's signs on the calendar.
That's crazy. I did not know that.
In it to give them the scent to pee. Yeah, it's all manufactured. Like it's pretty crazy. Not manufactured, I should say. Anyway, but
That's crazy because I've walked so many puppies.
yeah,
I've walked so many puppies that aren't even mine.
she said I'm like
Oh, really? No, don't worry. Yeah, there is no way. If you guys can't hear us, we're going to see what's going on. So, I mean, I can see my mic level moving on Olia's. Yours isn't. Why isn't yours? Alright, hopefully you guys can still hear me. We're All right, so maybe it's not working. It sounds pixelated. Now I'm seeing your microphone. Yeah, can you talk to that? Check, check, check. Yeah, so now I see your microphone coming up. Before, it seems like your mic wasn't plugged in all the way. It was plugged in halfway or something like that. What's your gain at right now? I bet you that's the problem. 3/4. Yes. Oh yeah. Okay. I have mine dialed back at like 30. Okay. Yeah. Okay. We're gonna talk for more than 20 seconds. See whatever peanut gallery is saying. Yeah, that's crazy. There's gotta be something. Like I gotta make a. Let's see. Yeah, they're both. I mean, they're both on. OBS is getting volume. Yeah, go ahead. Use the bathroom. Yeah, no problem. So yeah, we just found out that the audio was a little bit pixelated. I have no idea if I could like do some kind of check beforehand. That's the hard part. This is we're not podcast experts here, but we're doing our best. I'm just gonna try to keep talking for 20 seconds just so we can get a feed on the peanut gallery. So Richie actually told me about this stuff called bitter apple. It's a taste deterrent for dogs. And basically, if he starts barking, you just spray a little bit of this stuff on your finger and wipe it on his tongue, and you should be stopping. I don't know if you guys can see it. It's a little bit blurry. It's bitter apple. Just try to help him calm down. Some people, it could be a replacement for a spray bottle, like a little water bottle. Don't know yet. Yeah. She said it's still doing it. Oh, I see what you mean, like the actual setting, the properties. I don't know. Because in the beginning of the podcast, it was fine. I don't think the settings would change mid-podcast, so I wonder if it's the laptop or the USB cord or here. It looks fine. Like the microphone's getting audio. The settings are right. It's included. It's pixelated.
I don't know the reason. I kind of feel like it would have done this like the first podcast on a laptop, you know? Like it wouldn't have been choppy.
Yeah, this definitely happened at the build.
Yeah, I wonder if it. What is going on?
Could be the stream. I don't know.
I bet this is it. I bet that's it. Now let's just try host. Now we're gonna try it.
That shouldn't. I mean, but that's not playing any sound. We'll give it a shot.
No, yeah, you're right. That's not like sound. The only one is ABS.
Yeah, it's just extra processing that the computer has to do anyways. There used to be a live button on YouTube where if you ever went back,
I would like take it alive.
yeah, if you ever went back and on the timeline and you click the live button, it would just make it live. I'm not seeing that right now. No. Still going on.
We're just gonna do this.
Yeah.
Let's try what you.
Okay. Yeah. That's a good idea. I feel like it could be both. You know what? For the people that can understand us, what we're just going to do is work it out. I mean, because otherwise we'd have to go live to work it out. I'm wondering if it's going to happen. I'm wondering if, like, it's just a stream and we stop it and start it and it goes away. But that would just create another video on our channel. It's still happening, which is fine. So I'll mute mine. We have the internet connection is good. The mics were working in the beginning of the podcast. On what? On this? No. Okay. I'm just gonna try to keep talking, fill with audio, just for your best. This delay is a little bit of annoying too, because I have to talk and then we have to watch it on YouTube to understand if